Good morning and shalom if you're a saint of Yahweh. I hope that you can hear me. This is a brief broadcast. As you see, it's called On the Bike. I am in the middle of a workout session, but I had to address this matter while I'm on the road to strengthen or to reinforce the point. So if you hear me clearly or you're seeing me clearly as well, of course I'm in the midst of traffic too, so just let me know if this is clear. Good to see you, saints, and good to see my brothers and my sisters. Let me just know if you can hear me clearly. Shalom to all of you. It's a busy morning, persons are rushing to get to work, but I also have my job to do. So once you hear me clearly, let me address this matter and continue on my merry way working. Is it clear? Let me just address this quickly for y'all. Blessings. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Great. All right, it's clear. Now, most of you, if you come a little later, you'll catch a rebroadcast, but let me just address this. As I said, I'm on my bike, I'm working out, and I have to address this matter to show you how destructive, disrespectful, and demonic this LGB, well, there's nothing like a transgender, but I just put the T there for the sake of those who want to see it. And the major issue in this whole equation is the T, the transgender. Now, I'm speaking to you about sports in reference to cycling. There's a matter that I shared recently, and since I was on the bike, this thing came alive to me, and it has me extremely angry because persons cannot even begin to recognize what we're dealing with here. I'm a cyclist, of course, a male cyclist. And there are times here in Guyana when they, like during the championships or so on, they would have had persons in my category, the veterans, and the females. We would have to sometimes ride similar distances, or they may turn back just before us. Now watch this. Even in the time trial races, which you have to ride a certain distance so you'll finish that distance the fastest, they would send the females off ahead of us. And these ladies, some I can be some of their father, some of them I can be their father. But within 2-3 minutes of the ride, they're gone ahead of me now. I can catch them back on the bike and beat them by sometimes 3 or 4 minutes as well. What's the point I'm making? As a man, I am physically way more dominant in terms of strength on a bicycle. Why? Because it's proven I have testosterone levels that are way higher than theirs. My muscle mass, the density of my muscle is far superior to an average female. My bone density is far superior to an average female. So how do we have this Rosalind McKinnon, I think McKinnon is the last name I know, person, entering as a man, 30-year-old man, you all don't miss this, who says that he is a woman. A man says that he is a woman, enters the female cycle race for the world championships on track. And he's shattering world records across the world. He's destroying the female world records. Why? Because suddenly people realize, and I knew it would have backfired. I told you all this would backfire years ago. Men who cannot perform and cannot beat or compete with men have now decided that they're going to identify as females and go to race in a cycle race with women. Now let me tell you what makes it worse, because I of course, those who know me, I have a science background. Estrogen is or estrogen, some people say, is known to cause women to have a bit more endurance than men. It's suggested. That's why men get tired fast. Women can do a whole lot in the house and they hardly because if they get tired. And that comes from estrogen. Now, this clown, McKinnon, is taking estrogen. So here now, he has got testosterone levels as a 30-year-old man. He's at the peak of his life. If you follow cycling, between 28 to 35, you're at the peak of your career, or 34, 33. So he's at the peak of a cyclist's career in terms of physical strength. As a man, his testosterone levels are at the maximum. He's now taking estrogen or estrogen, depending which country you're from, which gives him even more endurance now. So not only is he stronger than a woman, but he's also going to have more endurance. Why am I addressing this today? I'm addressing this on my bike for you all to see what we're dealing with here. Guyana, I'm telling you, these people have got absolutely no conscience. Sodomites are sick, they are demented, they are destructive. They are people who have got no conscience. For a man 30 years old to go on a cycling track with women and beat them in weightlifting, they're breaking world records. In track and field, they're going on the track now as men, saying they're women and beating these girls. And the world is watching because a few demented perverts know that certain politicians and certain sporting bodies do not want to be seen as unloving, as having hate, so they promote hatred towards women. Because for a man to go on a track in cycling and to seek to destroy world records that he knows will never be broken by a woman, a true woman that is a sign of hate. I just wanted to drop that by y'all this morning because, like I said, on my bike I'm riding, and in the midst of my workout, based on the power levels that I'm seeing on my computer, I realize that how can I in my right mind, given the power records I'm seeing on my computer here, the levels, go into a race with a female, beat her, and then put my hand up and say, yes, I'm a champion? These people are out of their minds, y'all. These people are demented. They have a very serious mental condition. I'm asking you, please do not be silent. Don't take this agenda lightly. It did not begin with men entering sporting activities and beating men. It began with them saying, all we want to do is have love. All we want to have basic human rights. That's all they said. And this man has the nerve to say, McKinnon, that as a man, 30 years old, competing with women, he sees nothing wrong with it because he feels like a woman. One of them entered, I think it was one of the fighting sports, I think it was WWC or something, one of those sports, and fractured a female skull. A man entered the ring as a woman, punched a female and fractured her skull. And folk have the nerve to tell me that this is normal, that there's nothing wrong with this. I'm asking you as I leave you this morning, don't tolerate these people. Don't entertain them, because their discussions are not geared towards anything that's sensible or productive. All they want to do, as sick as they are, is to drag you into a world where you accept them doing things that are extremely destructive to society. It is a form, if you ask me, of abuse, because it's abusive. If you understand what cyclists go through, it takes 9 years on average for a cyclist to reach cycling maturity. Can you imagine those young ladies who ride from age 3, some of them 4, 5, 10, and when they're now trying to gain some success, here comes a pervert who says he identifies as a female and is beating them. So what about all the efforts that they're making? I bid you all shalom. I'll see you this evening, of course, for ARM session if you're joining me live on Thursday. But I just had to drop by and share this with you all. Bye-bye. Have a good day.